Hey boys and girls, so we're back in the book review here. We got another good book. This one is a more modern book of what the How to Hot Rod Volkswagen Engines book would have been. So this one, it's pretty cool because this one actually gives you combinations for like 3 levels, for like more like the street bolt-on era to the mile performance, daily driver mile performance era to all-out hot rod motors. And that book is, bam, VW Beetle Performance Handbook. It is written by Keith Sumi. I might be saying his name wrong. I believe there's an updated version of this one. I can't really remember, but I think there is an updated version. I think he did update it in the 2000s. So this book, what is neat about this one is it was written, I believe, in the 90s. Let me see when it was written. 97. A little later than I thought. I actually thought it was in the mid-90s. But this book starts out with, like a lot of them, they always start out with some history and stuff, different models. The pictures are almost, every one of them is color, and they're pretty good quality. But what's nice is they start out talking about mild street, alright? It's very basic stuff, like the bolt-on type stuff that you can do. This gentleman is in Europe, and in the 90s in Europe, and I believe still today, it's still pretty hard to get high-performance Volkswagen parts. So the neat thing is they have, back then, disc brake kits were out there, but still pretty expensive, and they show you how to use parts of a 944 and make a kit for yourself. Guys are selling kits like that nowadays, but they actually tell you what they did to do it, so that was pretty cool. They go in here to mild street, fast road is what they call it. This will probably be like a, let's say mild street nowadays, talking about like a mild stroke, 2-liter, and 1776s. Gives you ideas on like crank and rods, cylinder heads, like what type of cylinder heads. A lot of this stuff has changed in the last 20 years. So what they would buy for a mild street, fast road, I guess what they called it there, set of cylinder heads would have been a hand-ported and polished set of heads that you'd have to order. Nowadays, you can buy a set of CNC heads, you can buy a set of cast heads that will probably perform as good as these, but you can at least look in here, see what they're using. They had horsepower goals of like 90 to 120 for this range, and they kind of give you basic combinations for that. Then it goes on to talk about transmissions, which is pretty neat. They actually do show you how they welded 3rd and 4th gear on here. They don't really tell you how to build a transmission, but they tell you about the parts that they put in a transmission for this power level. Let's go in here and actually do a little bit of suspension, mainly the lowering, because we're looking for street car, cowlook, slam cars. They also do talk about all-out street is the next one that they go up. This would be your 2275, 2332s, things like that. It gives you basic guidelines on your engine and your heads and your camshaft. It does talk about fuel injection a little bit. Back then, fuel injection was still relatively, I'm not going to say new, but the kinks weren't ironed out yet, let's put it that way. The ones that had good EFI were very big money. The kits that were still affordable were the EPROM type stuff that CB sold, and totally would not be what you consider adequate nowadays when you can go and get like a Holly Dominator system or a Sniper, or you can get a Mega Squirt or something like that. So, the EFI today is so much drastically better than what they had. They do talk about things like Berg 5 speeds, Autocraft transmission cases. I think you can get Autocraft transmission cases still. They actually still start making those again. Talks about using, if you're into this, if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to put a Porsche 5-speed in here, it has good information on that and pretty much shows you what you got to do. Alright? So, those are pretty expensive now. It'd probably be cheaper to do a Subaru or a Berg 5 than the Porsche 5-speed. But if you have one, go for it, right? It also talks about force and induction in here a little bit. If I can find that page, I can't find it right now. But it does talk about forced induction. It just really skims over it. Does not go into full detail about forced induction. Actually, this is probably the only picture in there of forced induction, which that is a no longer made kit by Dick Landy. I actually had one of those. Pretty wild. Not the biggest horsepower producer, I will say, but was a cool, fun, instant boost. You crack the throttle, you nail it, it had 10 pounds. Alright, ran hot as could be because, as we all know, when you pressurize air, it gets hot, and it's all polished aluminum, which makes more heat. I couldn't keep the thing cool. Anyways, very good book. This book right here is what I like to see. If all the other books, I wish they would have been kind of set up the way Keith did this. He made sections that kind of slide most people's goals into sections. You know, they want like either a bolt-on car, they want like a mild cruiser that has some horsepower, or they want all-out, you know, top drag car. This book is really good at that. I believe this book is still in print. I believe there's an update version. Don't hold me to that. On this book, I haven't checked in years, and you should be able to find it like on Amazon or even your Volkswagen parts house and stuff like that. Should be able to get this. And it's a pretty good step-by-step guide. Not like perfect step-by-step, but one of the better ones that I've seen. And it's been a quality book. So anyways, boys and girls, that's it for this review. I give that one a thumbs up. Pretty much all the books I'm going to show you are going to be good ones. All right, I'm not going to show you a garbage book because what's the point? Hey, you know. So anyways, get out there, get our projects done. Let's have some fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for me, please, so you can be up to date on all the videos. And I'll see you guys later.